Here with Karl Smesko, the only women's basketball coach FGCU has ever had. And this is a very different team from just a year ago. 5 seniors go by the wayside. Whitney Knight tears an ACL and is hurt. There's a lot of turnover. You ever been through something like this before?
Well, we started a program from scratch the first year here, so that was a whole new team and putting them together and trying to get everybody to be on the same page rather quickly. But this is new in a sense that we haven't had to go through this in a long time. We've always had a pretty strong core group of returners, and the last few years everything has gone pretty smoothly. We had such great leadership and great play from our seniors. So, I really like our new players. We're just going to have to get consistent and learn how we play, and hopefully we'll continue to make progress every day.
All right, let's talk about some of these players. All-conference Sarah Hansen, obviously she returns Brittany Kennedy at the point guard, but take us through some of the rest.
Well, Sarah Hansen and Brittany Kennedy are a great place to start. Brittany Kennedy's a great point guard and preseason defensive player of the year, and somebody that is going to have to provide great leadership for us and is going to have to take on an increased scoring load this year for us. Sarah Hansen has been a first-team all-conference player first 2 years, and right now in practice she looks the best she's ever looked. So looking for great things out of her, and they're going to have to provide leadership, them and Joyce I am strong. Joyce is a senior, didn't play a lot last year, but has shown up in much better shape, has had some great practices, has a much better understanding of our system, and she's been a great leader for us out there during progress or, during our practice sessions. And, with so many new faces, Laren Cook's the other player that we have that has played significant minutes in our program at some point. That was 2 years ago. She redshirted last year. There's going to be 4 or 5 freshmen that are going to play considerable minutes, and right now it's hard to say which ones will have what role, because some days they look great and you're like, wow, this kid really has it, and then it's somebody else another day, and just getting the consistency of the level of play to be successful at Division I is what we're working on right now.
Last year you were able to have some big non-conference wins against BCS schools. Take us through the first half of the schedule and some of the BCS teams that are on it.
Well, this is definitely our most difficult schedule in a year that we have our biggest transition, but that's kind of the way it is. We couldn't find anybody to play, so it became whoever would play is who's on the schedule. Our biggest home game is right after Christmas, biggest name team that we're playing, and that's LSU. We play them on December 28th. We go to a tournament in the Virgin Islands, and we play 3 teams that just made it to the NCAA tournament. We play DePaul, South Carolina, and Hampton. DePaul and South Carolina have teams that are probably going to be in the top 25 somewhere during this season, and we have Central Florida returning to our place at home. We play a couple A10 schools. We got to go to Charlotte, we got to go to Richmond, and they're usually top half of the Atlantic 10. So we're at Virginia Tech, another BCS school. We play South Florida at South Florida. I mean, I think about it, it's another team and another team. Right now, I haven't even been paying much attention to the schedule. We've been looking a little bit at the first 2 games that we're going to play in terms of preparation, but it's quite an undertaking, and it'll make us grow up fast, that's for sure.
Well, let's talk about the ASun this year. Interesting dynamic. The coaches picked Stetson, and the media picked FGCU. So the obvious question is, who's smarter?
Well, you would think that the coaches have a better understanding of who's returning and the rosters of the teams and what to expect. Stetson's definitely very deserving of their ranking, the players that they have coming back, and they have players sitting out last year that are really good as well. So they're loaded, and I'm sure they're really eager to try to win the championship and go to the NCAA tournament. But our objective is, it's going to be hard for us to be a really good team early, but we're hoping that if we can keep working and have the right mindset, that late we can have an excellent basketball team, and maybe we could be playing our best basketball at the right time.
Last year it looked as if you two were just a notch or so ahead of the rest of the conference. Is there more depth to the conference this year?
Well, I do think the conference will be better from top to bottom this year than it was last year, but a lot of times it's hard to say exactly who it'll be because you see what players teams signed, but you really don't know that much about them. And then one real key acquisition for a team can really change the outcome of their season. So it may look like, hey, this team's going to break out or that team's going to break out, but a lot of times it'll be a surprising team where they added a kid who just makes a world of difference, and we won't know who that kid is until the season plays out.
As a coach, and I asked some of your players this about, is there pressure playing to the front of the jersey because you have built something here? As a coach, do you at all refer to the past, or is it all going forward?
Well, we refer to the past. We're proud of what we've accomplished here, and we have standards in our program, and there are high expectations for our team. So we want our players to know that they're playing under that type of pressure, that they're expected to perform and they're expected to play well and they're expected to improve and play FGCU basketball. And our players have made some good strides early in practice, but quite honestly, we have a long way to go before we're playing at the level that we're used to our teams playing at.